This is the Botslab G980H dashcam. No, wait. This is the Botslab G980H dashcam. No, wait. This is the Botslab G980H. Are you getting confused? I know that I am, but maybe that is the game plan. Make as many possible SKUs as possible, all using the same Botslab G980H part number, and nobody, including professionals in the dash camera space, can figure out the exact specs of what they're reviewing. Well, look at that. There are 5 different options available, all using the same part number. Now, specifically for the course of this video, we are reviewing this unit right here in the middle of the Botslab G980H set, which includes a parking mode cable. So let's take a look and see what's inside the box. This is the Botslab G980H. We ordered the hardwire kit version, so it actually comes with the hardwire kit inside the box. This retails for 199 Canadian or 149 USD. It uses the Sony Starvis 1 IMX415 image sensor, which is a true 4K dash camera. The parking mode options for this camera are collision detection and time-lapse recording. The parking mode cable is included in this package that we ordered directly. This unit is made in China. Okay, let's take a look at some daytime footage of this Botslab G980H. And let's zoom in on this, and you can see that during the day with oncoming traffic, it's not picking up any license plates at high speeds. And we are only going about 50 to 60 kilometers an hour, which is around 35 to 40 miles per hour for our American friends. So as we continue driving straight, you can see it is getting information. It is getting, traffic signs, those types of information. The only time it's really getting a license plates is when you're driving at a very slow speed. Now, another test I like to do is driving direct into sunlight to see how the camera reacts. And as you can see, it basically flares up, making it very hard to pick up any kind of detail. And this is definitely challenging for a lot of the lower grade cameras that are available on the market. To give you some perspective, here's the Viofo A329S and how it handles direct sunlight while driving during the day. And we're going to follow with showing you the Viewroid S1 4K. And these are 2 higher end cameras that just show you how they deal with that glare. Let's take a look at nighttime performance. And as you can see, every time there's headlights coming towards you, it flares up, causing huge amounts of glare, and you're not being able to pick up a whole lot of anything. And you can see because this dash camera is at 25 frames per second, it's not even a normal 30 frames per second rated for a 4K. It's not smooth. Pay attention to the gas station here. It's not picking up the gas prices. It can barely pick up the Canco sign. It really should be doing a better job. And it's pretty obvious that this dash camera doesn't have HDR. Now, when driving through downtown Mission, you can see the Tim Hortons sign. That you can see very clearly. But driving by all these vehicles, even at a very slow speed, typically we're driving about 30 kilometers an hour, which is about 20 miles per hour for our American friends. You're not really picking up any license plates as we continue to drive down here. Now, when we come up to this Ford truck, it's just a white blur for the license plate. And it's driving by at about 60 kilometers or so an hour. And we're going to continue to speed this up because I want to see when can it actually get a license plate if we are driving at night in this environment. And the only time it's really picking up any kind of license plate is when we get towards the traffic lights, which means we're coming to a complete slowdown and we're directly behind another vehicle. Here's the Viewroid S1 at night, showing the Canco sign. You can see the prices of the gas prices. And as we continue forward, we can pick up license plates when we zoom in quite easily. And pulling up to an intersection, license plates clear as day. Now let's talk about parking mode. Now, if you want to use parking mode on a Botslab G980H, you're going to need this cable here that'll plug directly into the camera. And it has 3 wires, power, ground, and ignition, that you need to hook up directly to the vehicle. And The thing is, it has a low battery protection of 11.8 volts. But typically, when it has 11.8 volts, that means it's typically not going to shut off till about 11.6 volts. At that point in time, your battery is completely dead. Now let's bring that up to some of the newer vehicles that are coming out on the market now that have 14-volt batteries. If you install this in there, you are going to have to replace your car battery. And those car batteries are like $1,000 now because they're lithium batteries. They're not like the little cheap $150 battery that you can go buy at Canadian Tire or Costco. So you need to make sure that you have proper protection. And the other layer of protection, when a parking mode cable doesn't have proper set voltages, is to at least have a timer of 3 hours or less, which the Botslab also fails at because the lowest parking mode setting is time lapse. Now, keep in mind, you can select the impact detection, but I'm going to show you here in this video coming up just how well the impact detection works. Now, maybe it draws no current, but it really doesn't perform that well. And we tested against some of the other top-rated dash cameras on Amazon. But I want to explain to you some of the differences between other parking mode cables. So if we take Viofo's HK4, which has been around for a lot of years, it has multiple settings. It has 11.8, 12, 12.2, and 12.4 volts. So you can actually set it to higher voltages, which is better protection of your car battery. If we look at like Vuroid and Thinkware, Vuroid and Thinkware's newer products, and some of their older products as well, have higher voltages. They even have settings for EV and hybrid for certain new EVs and hybrids. Keep in mind, not all EVs and all hybrids have 14-volt batteries, but some of them do. And you can have like a 13.5 volt, 13.6 volt cutoff to protect the car battery in that vehicle. They even have timers down to as low as an hour, depending on the manufacturer. So if you really don't need parking mode for that long, it's way less wear and tear on your car battery, and typical normal driving should allow it to come back. And this is kind of where some of those budget dash cameras on Amazon cause a problem. But let's take a look and see how the Botslab did in this parking mode test.
Okay, this is our next round of collision detection for 4 different units, and I'm going to make another impact again. And we'll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so we're on for our next round of testing, and I'm going to actually hit the hood just like I did last time and see if any of these 4 units turn on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't think any of these turned on again. Okay, so we've done 2 tests for these dash cameras. I actually don't think any of these 4 units have turned on. So I'm going to do a 3rd test where I hit the windshield directly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Now that you've seen how the Botslab performed in the impact detection, I think it's fair for me to show you how some of the other popular big brand names do as well. Take a quick look.
So I'm going to go ahead and actually hit this vehicle right now. And we're going to wait to see how long they actually wake up after there is an impact to my vehicle. And we're going to test all 12 of these dash cameras for this.
If you want to watch the whole video of how all 12 of the dash cameras did in this test, the link is right here. Just look for this thumbnail. So my final opinion on the Botslab G980H. This dash camera, when you're driving during the day and at night, has proven to be very unreliable for picking up any kind of critical evidence like license plate data. And even while parked, it wakes up about 10 or 12 seconds after your vehicle is hit. And realistically, if someone backs into you and drives away, they're long gone. So the chances of this dash camera helping you out while parked is probably pretty weak. So realistically, if you're buying this dash camera for parking mode, I would highly recommend against it. And if you want critical evidence. Now, realistically, there's lots of other low cost products that are pretty close to the Botslab price. Like even the Viofo A229 Plus, sure, it is only 2K, but it is HDR and does a way better job at picking up any kind of critical information when you're driving at night. So sure, maybe the Botslab G980H is a true 4K sensor, but it's not even a Sony Starvis 2 like the Viofo A329S, the Vuroid S1, and some of the other popular dash cameras on the market. So when you are looking at a dash camera, we always say you got to figure out what you want for your lifestyle. Figure it out from that and work backwards. Don't always pay attention to all the reviews because all the reviews, you don't know. If somebody goes and buys this Botslab G980H, puts it in their vehicle, they're going to tell you, I love it. It's got parking mode. It's awesome. And it records while I'm driving. But realistically, if you get hit and 10 seconds later it wakes up, there's a very high chance it's not going to catch that data. So realistically, bring it down, figure out what's best for your lifestyle, and make the right decision for you. Until then, I'm Ben from Safe Drive Solutions. Have yourself a safe drive. Thank you for watching our video. If you are looking to support us at all, we are Safe Drive Solutions. We offer professional dash camera installation in Greater Vancouver or Greater Toronto, Canada. We also ship dash cameras all across Canada. Check us out, safedrivesolutions.com. Have a safe drive.